Hello, hello everyone. It's Maddie with SpectrumArtCreations.com. And today we're going to be working on this beautiful decorative storyboard for decorating the holidays. Of course, it is going to be a decorative piece in my case. So I'm going to be turning mine into a wall hanging. And this is just a prototype. So we'll go through and create one together. But I also wanted to share with you guys that it can stand up, obviously on your mantle place or in the kitchen or in an office, or maybe even, as I mentioned, hanging year after year. But it doesn't have to stop there, because as I looked at it, I thought, well, you know what? These are perfect for cards as well. So everything that we're going to do can just be translated into multiple cards, in this case, 9 cards, or 12 by 12 layouts as well. So if you are a scrapbooker and you need to create some great layouts, this is a great way to do that. You can even make them interactive, where these could open up and then you would actually have a place for a photo and to even write some notes on it. So again, the possibilities are endless, and I hope that you will come along and join me. For this project, we're going to be using, of course, the beautiful Christmas Magic collection from 3/4 Designs. This is a company that we import from New Zealand. So this class I learned from Joe, and I can't wait. I can't wait to show you guys, and of course put my own twists and ideas into it as well. But we're going to need the 12 by 12 collection, and we're going to need the tuck and play cards as well. If you want to do this with any of the other collections, because we carry all the collections basically from 3/4 Designs, we simply adore their paper lines. If you want to do this with another collection, again, you'll need a 12 by 12 and you'll need a tuck and play. So you can go ahead and create this with any collection. So let me give you a little bit of story before we just jump right into creating and crafting. This beauty is a storyboard, and the reason why it's a storyboard is because there is a storyline to it. Okay, and I thought this was lovely when Joe designed it and explained it. I was just in love, because there's something so artistic to it. So let me tell you the story as it was told to me. So there is a snow globe, and the soldier is looking at this and dreaming of home. So the soldier gets on the train, he comes home, walks through the door, of course, sees his living room and the Christmas tree, walks up to the Christmas tree, looks underneath of it, finds a present, and realizes that, of course, Santa has been there and now his wish has come true. He is home for the holidays. Isn't that just lovely? I absolutely love that. It is a story that goes along. It's not just beautiful and a great decorative piece, but it's also a storyline to go with it. So without much further ado, I hope you'll join me and jump right in. And we might even, no promises, be able to do some extra projects, some bonuses. So again, if you have the collection, maybe I'll give you some other ideas and inspiration for the remaining of the collection as well. All right, let's go ahead and gather up what we're going to need. Now, let me show you really quick what we're going to need from here. And again, to show you the collection, because maybe you haven't seen it. I know most of our customers already have it, because we sold that on it 3 times and brought it back in, and it has been very well received. So the collection includes your 12 by 12 papers. It includes 2 of the designs, which are going to be printed on the back cover as freebies. It includes 6 of the cutoff strips for photo mats or other elements or words, and then 2 sheets of elements as well. So from here, I mean, look at this. How beautiful is that? We could just stop right there, right? But anyway, let me just kind of quickly pull out what we're going to need. We're going to need this sheet right here. So pull that one out. And we'll come back for some other stuff. But I mean, look, seriously? Yeah, we're going to need this one, by the way. We need this side right here with the soldier. So if it's easier for you to find, just look for the soldier page. And then we're looking for the gorgeous train page as well. is in this. They're all double-sided, by the way. And then we're after this one too, okay? So the train has the darker green on the back side with some text. Oh, look at that angel. Can you stand it? It is just gorgeous. Here are your pre-cut, laser cut, however you want to call them, elements. They're just beautiful, okay? And again, see, it's kind of hard for me to resist not doing extra projects because, yeah, they're just gorgeous, right? Okay, we're going to put the rest of this off to the side for now, maybe. Then we are going to go into our tuck and play, and we are going to pull some cards now, and then I'm going to need a few more later, but for now I will show you what the tuck and play is if you're not familiar with it. It includes 24 5.5 by 3.5 double-sided cards, and then as a bonus 24 more of the exact same cards but in ATC size, which is 2.5 by 3.5. So here's what I mean. Here are your 5.5 by 3.5 cards. Look at these. I mean, cards done, right? If you want to make some cards, just beautiful. Or if you're making a journal, you know, to make some pockets and some flips, just gorgeous. Then these exact same ones, you're going to have in the smaller size, the 2.5 by 3.5 ATC size. Okay, so we know we're going to need our snow globe, remember, and our house. So we're going to leave that off to the side. We're also going to need, well, you could choose this Christmas tree if you wanted to. We're going to need our sofa, our chair there, the living room. Here's the Christmas tree right here. We're going to need our Santa and our soldier. We're going to need our door. Oh, you could also use that Santa or this door if you wanted to. We're going to need the train that he's going to be boarding. You could also use that living room. These are double-sided as well, by the way. And let me make sure. Oh, and then our gift, right? He has to, oh, this one. So we can just go ahead. You can use your paper trimmer. You could use your scissors, whatever works. And we're going to just cut these right down the center. Okay, so we need 9 total. Let me make sure we have them all. Let me use my little cheat sheet here, that original one. I need that. I need this train, right? We need the door. Trimmer would have been much faster. That's okay. We need the Santa and the soldier. We gotta bring him home. We need the Christmas tree. Again, feel free to change them around if you so like. We need the living room. And we need the snow globe. And for this one, I am going to need my paper trimmer because I can't see where, oh, just got my hair caught. Where my little cutoff point. Okay, 2.5. Okay. So now we should have 9. Let's make sure. If not, we'll look back at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. We've got a 9 cards. Like I said, don't go too far with the other ones. We are going to need a couple more elements, but we'll get to those way later. Okay. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to put them in easy peasy right in there because we'll need them again. Okay. So in addition to these, so keep all of these handy. we're going to need some chipboard. So let's go ahead and clean up for just 1 second and gather up some of our Graphic 45 12 by 12 chipboard, okay? Okay, I'm going to use my guillotine. We're going to need 2.5 by 3.5 squares or rectangles, excuse me, for our ATC backings. Again, I'm using my Graphic 45 12 by 12 chipboard, which is like my favorite chipboard in the world. Perfect weight. So we're going to do 3.5. 3.5. Okay, and then we can cut our 2.5s. 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. 2.5. Okay, so there are 4. 2.5. And I'm leaving this, and I was just going to show you the the cuts, but then I thought, you know what, we can cut them together, right? We've got 8 so far, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need one more. We will just do 2.5 by 3.5, and that will give us our 9th one. Okay, now, in addition to that, we're also going to need some squares that are going to be 3 3/4 squared. So 3 3/4, and then we can do the 3 3/4 the other way. Okay, do it again, 3 3/4. Okay. And 3 3/4. 3 3/4 and 3 3/4. We can do this together. That way we're all working together. I should be able to get 9 out of 1 page. Yep. And then one more. 3 3/4. Okay. 3 3/4. 3 3/4, and one more. Okay, there we go. So we've got 9 that are 3 3/4 and 9 that are 2.5 by 3.5. We won't need those, but these are really good for spines. If you ever need to reinforce spines, like if you're making a journal or even mini little journals, these are good to keep handy. I'm not saying save every little scrap, but I'm saying those are good to have handy. Okay. So next, let's get some gluing done. Let's reinforce first our light green. So we're going to bring in the beautiful Nutcracker Soldier, but we're going to use this side instead. We're going to grab one more of our panels, and we're going to adhere that on to this. That is going to strengthen that paper. Now, if you want to, of course, you can frame this when you're done, which would look gorgeous. You can use it year after year, which is what I plan to do, not necessarily frame it. But if you also want it to be like super thick board, you can also bring in a third one. Remember, the pack comes with 10 of these sheets. So you have plenty to double it up, and then it would be almost like a stiff board, right? So again, up to you just how thick you want it. So I'm going to do that off camera. You're going to do that as well. You're simply going to glue this, excuse me, onto your chipboard. Then we are going to grab the green board, And this one we can do on screen so that you guys can see it, but it's very simple. We're going to make sure that we're facing down, okay? Oh, actually, hang on. Let's cut our little sentiment strip from the bottom because we can save that. I can go back to my regular trimmer. As I discovered earlier, this trimmer will cut chipboard, but you know what? The guillotine is still my preferred method. All right, cut that strip off and save it. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our squares. So bring your tiles and you're going to glue these with the train facing you, face up, just like this. Actually, we can do it off screen too, right? Because I think we all know how to glue 9 little tiles, and then we can come back and resume whenever you've gotten them glued on there, and give it a little bit of time to, of course, oh, let me bring it up, to dry. And then use your bone folder. Where's my ergonomic bone folder? Love that thing. And then we're going to simply glue these in place. They don't have to be perfectly straight. We're going to cut them out of here, guys. So just give yourself some room to be able to cut them out, okay? So something like that, okay? That's all. It's as simple as that. So again, your next step is going to be to adhere your soldier face down. Oh, don't forget. I almost forgot. We got to cut that sentiment off the bottom too, right? We're going to glue this onto that this way so that the green is facing us. And then we're going to glue those. And then we'll be right back. As I was sitting here getting ready to adhere this, I realized, you know, I need to share this with you because I kind of alluded that I was going to be using this, and that's not really fair because I'm not going to. I'm going to be using the Spectrum Art Creations decoupage and sealing glue with the large mouth. Yeah, I'm almost empty, I know, because I use it a lot. And I'm going to be using my Tim Holtz collage brushes. I don't believe in taking forever to do stuff like this. So the easiest thing to do and to assure a nice coverage is just to use your brush and your SACs glue. That's short for Spectrum Art Creations, SACs. And you can see how well it just kind of covers it without necessarily buckling or bubbling your paper, because that's the problem with most liquid glues, is that they will tend to buckle. And you see how it just takes a few seconds. And then we're going to adhere that down. And you can even start in the corner if you want to, because in these cases, and you see how well it already sticks, right? No need to fight with it. But I am going to bone fold it just to ensure some really good contact on all areas, especially the outer perimeter, right? Okay, so you see how easy that was, right? Just simply to decoupage. And I'm going to do the same thing with that huge page because I can't even imagine trying to tackle a whole page with a small glue bottle or tip, right? See that now that my brush is wet, it's just so easy to just spread out in like 2 seconds. And I can see exactly where I'm going to be adhering. I'm going to put this one here down on this corner. And I'm going to continue on, okay? And then let this dry. And then we'll be back for the next step. Again, you want to do this to the 12 by 12 as well. Don't forget to cut off that bottom strip. But I'm going to do that after I do this. So this can be drying while I go and cut that other strip off the bottom and adhere that other 12 by 12. And then it'll kind of be dry at the same time. Because the 12 by 12 we won't need to cut. We can just set it off to the side and work on cutting this instead. Nice. Okay. You guys get the idea. I will see you in just a couple of seconds. Again, as I always remind you guys, feel free to go ahead and pause and restart at any time. Um, you know, that's the beauty of having videos. And also, I always share with folks that if you need to speed up anything, you most certainly can. And then I'll also try and add placement cards at the bottom as I am showing you product, just in case somebody has questions. They might be new, they might not know what I'm saying, maybe, what was that word or what was that item. Then you can always look at the info cards at the bottom as I display them for the product, and then you can head on over to our online store and find the product that much easier by just doing a word, a search for the specific words or keywords. Okay. And then stay tuned till the end because I'm going to have some announcements for you guys too, including a way to win a gift card or gift cards plural, because we might do more than one for this video. We might do two, we might do three. You never know, but we will share that with you at the end. So yeah, make sure you guys stay for announcements. Okay, let me move on as you guys move on as well. Maybe what I can do also is kind of speed through this process with some music so that you can still continue to craft and not have to pause, because I know sometimes that's one of the things, right? Our hands are full of glue or we're busy doing something and then we're like, oh, I have to pause. Well, maybe I don't have to make you pause. I can just speed through it and give you some nice Christmas music to listen to so that we can get into the Christmas spirit, right? Because that's where we are enjoying crafting along for the holidays.
What child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch are keeping? And this is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh, compassion, King, to own him. The King of Kings salvation brings. Let loving hearts enthrone him. Raise, raise a song on high. The Virgin sings her lullaby. Joy, joy, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary.
Okay, with that done, I'm going to set that off to the side to dry. We're going to bring this back. We're going to zip and trim off that bottom strip. I love how they include their sentiments. They were the first company that I've ever seen do that. And I had to tell them that I just absolutely love that about their papers, that, none of it goes to waste, that we are using. Oh, did I get stuck somewhere? No. Okay. That I absolutely love using those strips. And we are going to use them, by the way. So hold that thought. Okay. So now we are going to use our glue. And once again, we're going to tack on that back piece. Again, please do not attempt to do this with I mean, I guess you could if that's what you got, but honestly, I could not imagine. I probably, and these brushes, we sell them single as well, but these brushes, they also come in a set of 3, which is what I've got. It comes with, this is the middle one. There's a bigger one, a wider one, and then there's also a smaller one. So, depending on what you're working on, I'm gonna make sure I get good coverage. Oh man, I am out. Isn't that funny how when you are, it's your own product, you run low? It's kind of funny, isn't it? It's ironic. It happens to me all the time, and you think I just go really quick, but then I say, oh, okay, I have enough for just this project. I'll come back and, on the next one, I'll refill. And then I get to the next project, and I'm like, man, I forgot to refill. So, yeah, it happens. But if you have not used our sealing and decoupage glue, you're going to love it. I just noticed there's a dry spot right there. You're going to love it because, as I mentioned, it's not only great for, well, it's an adhesive, so it's good for everything. But it's awesome for decoupaging. And then it's great for sealing too. So you can apply a top layer to your projects that you want to protect. Or let's say if you're using something that might be kind of a bit runny, then you can apply a coat of this and that'll prevent that as well. So yeah, if you haven't tried it, definitely try it. And we have different sizes too, by the way. There is a, this is the wide mouth bottle. There is a bottle brush, meaning it's a brush, I'm sorry, a bottle that already comes with a brush on in the lid. Give me 1 second. Alexa, stop. Sorry, announcements. Reminders. What was I saying? I forgot now. Oh yeah, it comes in 3 different sizes. So you can get the bottle brush, which comes with the brush. You can get the wide mouth, which is this one. And then we also have the refill, the 1 pounder. So that way when you have these other containers, geez, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to run out. Aren't I? Come on. I have some. Then you can go ahead and refill as well. Let me find some areas that I haven't used yet. I should have started at the other corner. Make sure my corners really, that's the most important thing. It's those sides, right? And you can see I'm really piling it on there. Why? I don't know. I'm just being excessive, I guess. All right, we're good. I guess I'm trying to hurry up. And we're going to put that on there. We're going to go all the way around. Any excess I'll be able to remove. I want to make sure there's no bubbling or puckering. Oh, come on. Move over just a little bit, please. Just a little bit. So it does allow you and give you time to reposition, which is also nice. There we go. No bubbles, no puckering. You can go all the way around, and we can wipe it. So it is water soluble. It's non-toxic. So we can also clean up like any of this that you see here where I might have over applied. Let me, where am I? We most certainly can come in here. This is kind of a wet wipe, a little too wet for my taste. So I'm just going to mop some of that off. And you can see how I can remove any extra adhesive quite easily. Not that it matters, honestly. We're only going to kind of see the sides on here. Oops. Do I have any more? We're going to see very little of this back page, but just to kind of show you that it can be cleaned up too easily with just a damp paper towel. Okay, and now we have great adhesion. We've got our board ready. Again, if you feel like, well, I want to hang mine, or I'm going to stand it up maybe with one of those plate stands, and you want to reinforce it even thicker than this, then go ahead and add a second board to the back, and that will definitely do the job. Okay. Another thing that I like to do until I know that I'm done, which I know I'm not done, is I like to wrap my brushes into a wet wipe to keep them moist, and then that way I don't have to clean them until I am done. Okay, of course by the end of the night or by the end of your project you'll have to clean it, but until then this is going to keep it nice and moist, and I'll be able to use it again. Hopefully I can use some more of that. We'll have to see. Okay, let's put this off to the side, let it dry for just a bit, and then we'll bring back the other one. Okay, now we're going to bring this one back, right? The one with the train. And we're going to cut this out. And yes, I am being messy. It doesn't matter. So no need to be super careful here. Now here, once you get to these points, you probably want to just, I mean, you don't have to. You can cut them out to smaller sizes to make sure that it's easier for you. But you can also start to just follow. And the chipboard does such a beautiful job of allowing you to put your scissor right alongside there. And then it just kind of guides you into cutting those great squares. If you have a little bit over, don't be too worried. We're going to take care of that. But if you want to trim anything, you can. Again, it's just like little slivers, but you might want to just clean those up, and you're going to get these great tiles, which is what we're after. And then after this, we're going to need a nail file. So just letting you know ahead of time so you can go gather up one of your old nail files. See how easy? These are super easy to cut. And then this way, they are cut perfect to measure. You don't have to worry about cutting them with your trimmer. And then what if you miss? And then you're like, oh, great, now I've ruined it, because, you know, it only comes with one of each, right? Of each of the papers. So it's not like you can grab another one. I mean, you could probably supplement it with something else, but this way you don't even have to worry about that. Oh, I don't care about that. We're going to file it. This way, you know, they're perfect. They're cut to fit. You can't possibly get it wrong, because we know our tiles, our chipboard tiles, were cut to the perfect size before we even started, right? Adhering these other ones, the green ones, or adhering it to the green page, I should say. This is one of those really easy, fun projects, because it's not like a whole lot of measuring. It's not like a whole lot of, you know, sure, I love my intricate ones. You guys know that in the academy, we have amazing classes where you're just putting together, you know, these great albums with all kinds of interactive features, and, you know, love those. But this one is just such a beautiful project with very little, effort. A beginner can do this easily. You can even do this with the grandkids, but yet the result, it's something that you could treasure year after year, or gift giving, right? Or if you're making multiples, you can even put these up for sale because they are absolutely gorgeous. And I love the story behind the storyboard, right? Okay, those are all trash. See how easy that was? And now, again, we're going to grab a nail file, just an old nail file, and we are purposely going to reveal the white core. Oh, I need something better than that. Hang on. That one's seen its last days. There we go. So you can see that I'm filing and revealing the white core. And you can even come in a little bit more, rough it up. And that's why I say, if you have like little slivers here, don't sweat it, because you can always file them right off. And then I'm going to come into the corners a little bit more. See? I want to give my corners a little bit more with stressing. This one, you don't even need to ink. Now, later on, if you feel like when we get to a certain point, I'll tell you when, if you want to ink up your edges, you certainly can. But this is one that you don't even have to use ink, because we're doing the opposite. We're removing color, and that's going to be our distressed look, right? That's our ink, quote, quote. And my phone is going berserk, which means that I might have to pause soon, meaning that they are almost here. I love, see that distress look? All right, we're going to continue to do that for all 9 tiles. Let me see how close they are, and I will be right back when all of these are done. Okay, and I think that will do it. We've got all of our tiles now filed down. Well, guess what? We're going to do it again. This time we're going to bring our ATC size and our 9 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and we're going to do it again. I'm going to cross my fingers. I know I have a bottle brush. I do. See? I do. So the bottle brush looks like this. It's got the brush attached to the lid. So then that way, this one needs to be shook. So then that way, because I can't even remember when was the last time I used this. Maybe I'll just dump it in there. That might be easier. But you can use it directly, obviously, from your bottle, right? This way you don't have to worry about cleaning a brush, because the brush just always stays in your bottle and it's always ready to go. It's also great for traveling because there's no cleanup. And usually I like to use this, with smaller things. Again, for bigger ones like this, I'm just, I don't know, what's the word? Not impatient, because I have a lot of patience. I guess I just want to get to the, I guess it is kind of impatient. I want to get to the decorating and stuff, right? I mean, I love the building of things, but let's face it, the prep is fun, but I would much rather get to putting it together. And I think I always get excited, like when I'm crafting and talking to you guys too, because I always think, oh my gosh, I can't wait, to see it all finish, and just to see how amazing it's going to look. And then of course for you guys to post yours in the Facebook group. That is honestly my biggest thrill. It is really hard sometimes to do videos because I know that they're faster. You guys can watch them anytime, and it's more convenient. but it's hard because it's a one-sided relationship, right? Almost, where I'm crafting and I'm talking to you, but I don't get that same feedback back from you guys, which is what I love um, to have is, I want to see yours. I want to hear your comments. So what helps us as creators tremendously, and you can really help us out that way, is to leave a comment, because that tells us you're watching it, what you liked, what did you think about it, do you plan to do one, if you plan to do one, maybe a different one of the different collections from 3/4 Designs, which one are you picking, whatever feedback you're giving us, where you plan to put it. Are you going to put it in a specific room, or do you have another idea? Again, remember, these can be cards, these can be layouts for scrapbookers, these can be, there's so many things you can do, interactive features on these. So that kind of feedback, love, because then I feel like, okay, great, I know what you guys are thinking out there. Is it something that you liked? Do I do more of these? Is this the kind of content that you enjoy? Again, we get that energy back. And then the other thing is for you guys to share yours in the Facebook group, because then I get to see what you make. I mean, you get to see what I make, right? I want to see what you make. So, yes, do please feel free to always leave a comment. It is greatly appreciated. It lets us know that you're enjoying the content, that you're watching it, and also share your photos. And that's kind of why we started the Facebook group, because so many times I was like, oh my gosh, I want to see, or people would say, oh, I want to share mine with you. And we didn't have a way to share. And so even though we had a business page, we didn't have a Facebook group. And I was like, I want to be able to see what you guys are making too. What are you up to? What's on your craft table? What are you enjoying? Or have you tried something new? Maybe you came up with a really cool project. I want to see. I want to learn from you and be inspired by you. I know we all do. And then also, now the Facebook group has morphed into something else, which is now we also have, in addition to, of course, sharing and all that, we've got challenges, we've got giveaways, we've got, all kinds of activities happening. And so, that's something fun that's optional for people to participate in, because sometimes you don't even know what to do. You're like, okay, I have this stuff, now what? And so it kind of helps to spark that mojo and inspire you and push you to create, especially the ones that I love the most. And I know we all have our what should I say, our zones, right? Like, you can fill in the blank. I am really good at, and fill in the blank, cards, layouts, journals, clusters, ephemera. How about a style? Fill in the blank. Grunge, shabby, whatever, right? Steampunk, what you're good at or what styles you prefer. And you're like, oh, I can craft with the colors XYZ day and night. You know which ones I like though? You ready? The ones that break you out of your comfort zone. Those are going to be the ones that are going to help you grow the most. I know you might say, oh, I don't do shabby chic. Oh God. Or I don't craft with the color, pick one, orange, yellow, whatever. You know what? If you do, you're going to find yourself growing as an artist. So I highly encourage you, when we put up challenges out there, even if you're like, nope, say, okay, I'll give it a try. Do it. And not just from us, from anybody else out there. Try it, because that's how you're going to grow, is doing things that you don't necessarily find that come easy to you. And that's like anything in life. Think about it. If you can, as let's say you're an athlete, if you can easily run 5 miles, well, you're not growing if you continue to run 5 miles. You're just running 5 miles, which your body's already, used to. It's already peaked at, it's plateaued. To go to the next level, you'd have to push yourself, right? For those muscles to grow, to lift more, to run more, to, go harder, go faster, whatever it is. Well, art is no different. You have to push yourself outside of your comfort zone in order to grow, because otherwise you're going to be stagnant. So again, that's why I kind of love that the Facebook group has expanded to include challenges. Yes, they take up time. And yes, of course, we do giveaways with the challenges, which, we don't have to. We could just do it for the sake of the challenge. But we also like to give you gift cards and stuff like that. And the reason for that, and again, it could be easier for us not to do that, but we do it. Why? Because I think that's part of the fun. It's just, you know, trying new things. If the theme is Christmas or winter, and you're like, well, I don't do, Christmas, or I don't do, winter, or I don't do whatever, try it. That's my sincere encouragement to you, to just put yourself out there. It might not be your best project. You might be like, okay, I don't necessarily like this. It's not my favorite. It might not be your favorite, but I think you'll be proud overall that you did it. Okay, these are all done. So now I'm going to give them a little time to dry, and then we are going to come back, and yes, they're still a little damp in between, of course. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do the same thing where we're going to file those edges. Okay. And it's kind of cool because it almost gives not only the look of distress, but it also gives almost like a snowy, frosty feeling, doesn't it? It almost looks like frost on a window where it just kind of goes around the edges. It's pretty cool. Oh, this one. All right. So I'm going to wait a few. You do as well. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back and resume. You know what? These are drying. We can still be doing something else. So let's go ahead and move these off to the side here for just a second. Let's bring back our board. Again, we're going to do the exact same thing. And we're going to go all the way around and just distress that really quick. If you need to trim any of this black, you can. It doesn't really bother me at all, but if it bothers you, you can, of course, use your trimmer as well. But again, see, this is like such a small snippet. Yeah, it's not even worth trimming. And I'm going to just file this so that's nice and even. There you go. Again, coming in on those corners just a little heavier. It looks like frost. See a little fuzzy there. A little more in this corner. Okay. Awesome. Just make sure it's nice and flat. And then what we're going to do is we're going to adhere these. Now, you can measure them out. They do have some text to them. So if you need to, just kind of keep an eye on that. We're not going to see a whole lot of it. So if worst comes to worst and you have been adhered, in the wrong direction, believe you me, no one is going to see it. No one will ever know. There's a little fuzzy there. And you can spread them out if you like. Okay, so really, 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 you can sit here and measure this out. And you kind of know that you would put, you could put a dot at 2, 6, 10. That would be your center. And then you can create another one at 2, 6, 10. And that'll kind of give you a grid for you to be able to position this kind of sort of in the middle. But you really don't need all that. See, there isn't that much room to kind of mess around with. So if you just kind of do one of these, you will get a pretty good idea almost instantly how much room you have. See? You can see what is left all the way around. So what I would suggest you do is that you start with a corner. And I'm sorry about all these blaring lights, but it is quite dark in here because it is kind of late. So there you have it, right? I do apologize. Once we start decorating, it is going to be less of a glare. But until then, okay. And so I'm just going to come in and kind of position my first tile on here. Make sure that it's kind of straight. And I usually like to do my corners first, and then that kind of helps me spread out the other spaces out evenly. Sure, I'm not throwing too much there. And now I am using my precision glue press because these are smaller areas. I could have still used my decoupage, but okay. Gonna hold on to that for just a second, just so it sets. Okay. I can turn this and come into this corner. Again, I can see how much space I had there. So I'm going to try and mimic that same amount up here. I can turn it if I want to kind of look at my angle. That looks really good. Okay, then we're going to adhere this one up here. Right up there. Again, I'm just kind of looking at my line there, and I'm looking at my line up here. It is really good. And when those 4 are in, that pretty much cements everything else, right? Everything else we know is going to fit just in between those, so we can space out everything evenly. I'm just going to give it another nice little press just to make sure nothing moves. I've done that before where I had it all set and then I smacked it and ended up moving it because it wasn't, adhered yet. It wasn't set. Okay. And now we're just going to glue the remainder of the tiles. Pretty simple, right? And this just makes it so sturdy. Like when you start adding all these layers, because again, 3/4 designs is already a really nice, heavy GSM paper. Um, so when you add the graphic 45 chipboard, see, I think that W is upside down. I could still lift it if I wanted to, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to see a little bit of that, but again, and then we're going to add decorations and yeah, not too worried. Right, then we're going to glue this one down. It just makes for a really nice sturdy project. And that's why I think if you wanted to use it for home decor, this would be amazing. If you wanted to use it for like a scrapbooking album cover, man, you can make your own scrapbooking album just with this. It really is nice and sturdy. Okay, see how it just kind of does it itself. You could create a grid. You could. And believe me, if I thought that it was going to be something that might really, really make a difference. You know me, I'm kind of OCD. For those of you who do not know me, I'm kind of OCD. So I most certainly would be creating all kinds of grids and giving you markers and, you know, but you can see just how easy it is to eyeball it. It kind of does it itself. If you just add the four corners, then you just kind of have to follow the exact same lines and the spacing. Hold that one down for a second. Okay, that looks good. And then this one, and I don't even know which other one I'm missing, but see, it doesn't even matter. Once they start falling into place, man, let me try and turn off some of these side lights and see what happens. No, it's coming from up here. Hmm. Is that, oh, that looks like I'm inside of a cave, doesn't it? What if I just turn on the side ones and leave? That might be a little better. What do you think? I'm sorry. I hope it's not too dark. But I know that glare is not helping at all. And then, of course, the camera always wants to lighten. It wants to fight anything that is, green, dark green, black. And since those are the colors we're working with, well, it's trying to overcompensate, and it's basically flashing out the color. All right. Are we done? Nope. One more. See? Didn't even know. Couldn't tell. There was one missing. See how simple that is and how pretty that looks, right? It looks like I've actually gone around and frosted. Now you can hopefully see that. Before you might not have been able to. Okay. This is like perfect timing for Christmas crafting because we're expecting a cold front here in Florida. I live in North Florida. And so, we do have some cold weeks, even a month. But yeah, there's a cold front coming. And so it's going to be perfect for some Christmas music and Christmas crafting and lots of Hallmark movies and just to get into that Christmas mood. There we go. Okay. How easy is that? All right. Now, while that is drying, let's work on, how about some of these cards so we can set them off to the side and dry. So I'm going to set that off. Wow. You can see just how sturdy that is. It's like a big old, it almost feels like wood. Okay. We're going to play with some of these. So let's kind of lay these out. And we're going to be using a few things. If you have them, if you don't have them, that is fine. Let me go ahead and gather up. I'm going to gather up some of my beautiful glamour pastes and also a stencil. So if you have those, great. I'll show you. If you don't have them and you're not sure what they are, I will show you what they are. Oh, we didn't file these. Wait. We got to file these first. I'll show you the glamour paste. I knew we'd forgotten something. We were waiting for these to dry. We were playing with the other bit, so we didn't have to just sit here and watch the stuff dry. We're always in movement, right? We're busy. We're not wasting any time. But I'm going to gather up some of my... it's going to come to me. Seth After Texture paste. And some of my Stamperia Glamour paste. Because we're going to add some golden details and then some snow details. Oh, I love how it pulls on this one. Do you see that? That looks so nice. Their paper's just so perfect for the filing technique. It just files gorgeously. Look at that. Look at those corners. It actually looks like, you know, I inked them up and they have frost on them. And thank you, 3/4 Designs, for making amazing products for us to play with. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to pause here because I told them to message me as soon as they were getting close and about to come in so that, you know, I have enough time to pause. So what that means is we're pulling in. So I'm going to continue to distress these and I'll be back once they're all settled in. And I can have a little bit of silence again. All right, you guys keep filing. Gather up your gold and your glamour paste, and gather up your SACsShipping texture paste, the white one, so that we can create some cool effects on here. I'll see you in just a couple of minutes. Okay, now that we've got all of our cards filed down, we're going to pull the Nutcracker Soldier and the gift, and then we're going to pull the train, the snow globe, and the house. And then these we're going to set off to the side because we're not going to be doing anything to those yet. See the keyword? Yet. All right, I've got my glamour paste from Stamperia. Again, we have these in multiple colors. This happens to be the gold. Of course, you can use any color of preference. And I've got my SACsShipping texture paste, as I mentioned, which is delicious. It's got like little beads and textures, which is going to give us a really cool effect. I'm going to leave it white because I'm going for the snow look, right? However, you can also colorize this and use your sprays and stuff on it, and then I'll give you the texture plus your beautiful colors. I also have a stencil. This is a 3/4 design stencil, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it is, that I'm going to be using for my glamour paste. Okay, so let's go ahead and the reason why I want to do these is because when we're done with these, I want to set them off to the side to dry. Okay, we're going to start with our yummy texture paste. I could probably try and just kind of put it directly on there, but since you know, better safe than sorry, we're going to instead pick it up from our glass mat, and we're just gently going to come in and add some snow here to the roof, and I'll show you just how delicious that is. Do you see that dimension, how it holds its peak? So cool, right? Oh, love it. All right, flatter there. Then we're going to do it to the other side as well, using our palette knife here. We're going to bring it in, and I see one of my hairs on my arm, and I know it's going to end up sticking to something. Okay, like so. So awesome. Let me show you. Hopefully it focuses. We've got awesome snow, and then we need some snow down here as well. Here in the bushes. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. That's going to be number one. We're going to set that off to the side. We're going to do, add a little bit more here. We're going to add, that was a little more than what I wanted. That's okay. We'll kind of load it up on the train. We're going to do the same thing here, just on the bottom here. If you want to grab a really fine brush, you most certainly can do the house on the snow globe, but I think just adding it here to the bottom of the snow globe will be sufficient. Okay, and I'll bring that up to show you. Actually, I need a little bit more right here. This corner. There we go. Okay. See if it focuses for us. We see all that great texture there at the bottom. Again, you could try and come in here and do the roof of the house as well, if you'd like. And then we're going to do the bottom of the train here. Oh, and I guess I should show you the beads up close. Hopefully you guys can see them. Just all those really delicious little beads that are on there. And then down here, the train is coming in and there's a lot of snow on the ground. That train's got to chug through all that to get our soldier home. And it can do it. It can do it. We believe in miracles, right? At Christmas time. All right, and there we go. Awesome snow at the bottom of the train station. And this, well, I kind of overdid it. I might be able to get some of it in there. Maybe. Maybe not. Worth a try, right? Oh, look at that. I did kind of get some more of it in there. There. Cool. Wipe that off the sides. Again, you want to have a nice contact on there because you don't want that to dry out on you. Where are my wipes? Well, paper towel. I'll have to do. Okay, now we're going to bring in the glamour paste. So the glamour paste is a very similar product. Let me, you know what, maybe I can put them up here. See if I don't smack them around any. You know, I might stick my finger in one. Because you know, when you don't need to, that's when it's going to happen. We're going to add glamour paste to our, and make sure this is pretty clean. Shake this up a bit. Mix it up. You can see that it's kind of separated, so you do want to give it a good mix. And always remember to clean your edges when you go to put your product away. I haven't used this, I think, since last Christmas. I used a ton of it last Christmas, and I still have so much of it, right? But what I do always do is I recommend that if you want to keep your product for the long life, is that you do a good job at cleaning up at the end. It takes seconds, but it will make all the difference to how well that seal, you know, takes. And if you seal it well, then guess what? Air won't get in there, and that's what usually hardens your product. Also, if you live in a climate that I don't know, that might be very dry or something, or very cold, I'm not sure, or depending on how drafty your craft room may be, or your studio, then I would also recommend that you maybe add some of that what's that called, press and seal, I think it's what it's called. Okay, and then we're going to have some beautiful stars, okay, to adorn that. And then we're going to do it again also with our soldier. Now, another way that you can also apply this is just to scrape it. So if you're like, well, Maddie, I don't have that stencil. I don't have a stencil like it. Here's the good news. We have lots of great stencils, but you can almost see, kind of play on what's already on that card and simply scrape on. Just like that. You're still adding texture. You're adding a gorgeous bling, but you're not necessarily, and I'm holding my palette knife flat and then just allowing the product to kind of run out and run off of my palette knife. Okay. Scrape off any excess. If you're like, that's a little too much, you can come in and clean some of that up as well. So let me show you. You're like, I want to thin it out some. Well, then thin it out some. There we go. You can even drag some of it down. And so that's another way to apply it without necessarily applying it, right? Without having to need a stencil. Let's add some more of it down here. Just going to touch and then scrape. There we go. Okay, so that is another way. Actually, I think I need more up here. Kind of like that look. There we go. Okay, so that's another way to apply it as well. And again, I mean, you have other cards. You're not limited to what you want to add stars to. So for example, maybe if you feel like this Christmas tree is a little lonesome, then we'll just kind of maybe use this side right here. And add some stars up here. Okay. And now we have some really pretty stars up there with the tree as well, and texture. Okay. All right. And then we're going to let those dry as well. So again, the trick is the cleanup. So always clean your tools well. I'm going to take that and clean it well, but here's where the key is going to be. See this? You need to clean all the stuff up. The other tip that I can give you as well is to add a bead of Vaseline around your edge, and I will tell you why. Well, I learned from the pool guy that Vaseline acts like a barrier, not allowing air to come in. And it also has another added benefit for what we do, which is it lubricates those the threading on your jars. Let me see if I can find, I was just playing with the Vaseline for a class that we did, some techniques. Oh, let's see, where'd it go? I know you might not think of Vaseline as something that you need in your arsenal, but you really do, because there are some great techniques, like I mentioned, that we can do with Vaseline. But also, if you add it to your thread, it will create a barrier. Plus, it will also ensure that the next time you go to take this off, you're not going to be fighting with it, okay? So, just a couple of tips there for you. And again, some really amazing products to play with. And then we're going to clean this up and we're going to put it away and we're going to resume. So let's do some cleanup first and come right back. Oh, by the way, before I forget, this is my Studio Light magnetic glass mat. Love this thing. Love it. It's magnetic, and of course it has all of the card sizes right on there, and easy cleanup, super easy cleanup. And I love the fact that it's white because it really shows whatever I'm working with, whatever color I'm working with, it just shines. I can see the actual color of it. That's one of the reasons why I have a problem with the black mats. I know that the white mat, and again, I don't know. We carry both, by the way. We carry the black and the white mats, the glass mats. But I never, you know, used a black one. Instead, I chose the white one. And I think it's because I just love to be able to see the color that I'm working with. You want to clean your glamour paste right away. If you're not going to clean it right away, then you should have a tray of water, a shallow pan where you can throw this into so it doesn't harden, because it will harden. And although I'm not too interested in what happens like to the outside, like here, like this is just me being OCD. This is never going to affect anything, but you don't want it to dry inside of your little openings here, because then, you know, it'll start clogging up your little stars. And the smaller and the more details your stencil has, the more it's going to affect the next time you go to use your stencil, you might not get a very crisp image. And the reason why is because you've got texture paste or whatever in there. So I'm just kind of looking at my stars more than anything. That looks pretty good. All right. Let's clean up and continue. Okay, while those are drying, we're going to bring back this page right here. We are going to grab a few of these right here, 3 to be exact. We're looking for this one right here. We're looking for the one with the white. Where's the white? This one right here. And we are also looking for these bells. Okay. Okay. So again, put those away. Now we really are done with it. For real. And then we're gonna also need one 12 by 12, and that's the one with the angel. Okay. Of course, you could choose any one you'd like. I'm gonna take the angel one. Let's see. We're after the sentiments on that angel. Where are you? There it is. Okay, we're going to trim that off the bottom of the angel. We're after the sentiment right here. We put this away. That's all we needed, which is the bottom. Okay, now this we are going to cut at seeing is believing, comma. But sometimes, right on sometimes, the most, cut right at most, real thing in the world, real things, plural in the world, split, are the things we can't see. Okay? I'm going to trim off that excess from there. I'm going to trim off the excess from here. And then if you want, and I do want, I'm going to just kind of trim this off here. They don't have to be perfect, by the way. They just, you know, add character to it if you like, by going a little sideways. I think I need to trim off the top as well here. And I'll start lining them up so you guys can see where I've cut. Although I was kind of reading them for you, just in case. Sometimes I'm going a little faster than you guys can do yours, right? Again, the beauty of videos is you can always stop, rewind, in case I said something too fast. Okay, I think we're good now. So we got seeing is believing, comma, but sometimes the most real things in the world are the things we can't see. Okay, so we've got that. Then we're going to also from here, we've got 3 of these cards. From here, we're going to need this present, this candle and flowers right here. So you might want to just trim that out. We can use that for something else later on. From the bells, we're going to need this other set of smaller candles with the poinsettias. Okay. And then from this one, we're going to need both top and bottom. So we're going to cut this. And yes, I cut it smaller so it's more manageable. And also this cluster up here. All right, so I'm going to tell you what we're going to cut, and then we're going to cut this off camera because I don't think you guys need to see me fussy cut all the way. We're going to need this snow globe up here with the deer. Okay, so the deer. We're also going to need this green ornament followed by this green ornament and this red ornament and this and this. So everything but those other 2. So let me just kind of cut it like this. And again, the pack did include other ephemera that was laser cut too. So if you want to use any of those, you most certainly can. So again, let's start from the right. The candle with the poinsettias, the pine cone and hollies, berries, the red ornament, the green and white ornament, and the green and gold ornament. Okay. And then from the bottom, we're going to need these 2 pieces right here. So the gingy and the stocking. Okay, now there are lots of great fussy cutting scissors in the world. We carry all kinds, from Tim Holtz to We Are Memory Keepers to you name it. So if you're looking for a good pair of fussy cutting scissors, then I highly recommend that you check out our online store. These are the ones that I love the best. These are my EK tools. Love these things. And I will tell you, if you do not like fussy cutting, I can almost certainly guarantee that you probably do not have the right scissors, because one of the things that causes hand strain is having scissors that are not perfect for fussy cutting. How do I know this? Because I've learned the hard way. I like to fussy cut, and I've gone through many different scissors, many recommendations. Obviously, when I first started crafting, I would love to hear what other people had to say. And I bought so many. If I showed you how many scissors I've got, you'd be like, oh my gosh, why do I still have them? I don't know. I should probably just get rid of them, but because I'm not going to use them. But yes, I do solely, and believe me, the first time I didn't buy these when we had a store. I bought my first pair when we didn't even have a store. And when I went and I looked at, because somebody recommended these, and I saw the price, I thought, are you crazy? I mean, I was trying to get like the cheapo scissors, and these are not expensive. They're not like, I mean, please don't think they're $50. But to me, I think they were like $12 or something around that. I don't quote me, I don't remember. Take a look in our online store. But I think I paid something like that for them. And I thought, this is ridiculous, but I wanted to fussy cut, and I was tired of my hands hurting. I was tired of fighting with stuff. And then I realized, oh yeah, this makes all the difference in the world. So I would definitely recommend that you get yourself a really good pair of fussy cutting scissors. I know a lot of people love the Timmy ones too, and we have those in stock. And as I mentioned, we are memory keepers and quite a few other ones. We might even have some tonic ones. So take a look and find the one that fits you. And as you can see, you can get into like the world's smallest little details quite easily. And I do suffer a lot from hand cramps, fatigues. I've had multiple surgeries in my hands. And yet they'll cut the most beautiful, beautiful images. I'm trying to think, is that connected? Yeah, that's the roof. Okay, and so we continue on. Let's go ahead and fussy cut all these. And then here, let me pick a circle, because I know a circle sometimes it's something that a lot of people struggle with. And by the way, do not close your scissors. Here's another tip for you. You'll notice that I never reach the end of my scissor and close. You want to get almost to the end and stop, reposition, and start again. And again, the same thing. I'm not going to close my scissor. I'm going to wait till I get to the end. And I'm not going to cut the little loopy at the top because I don't need it. I'm just going to cut. And you see? Perfect circles. So yeah, take your time, have fun. Let's go with this one. Take your time, have fun, enjoy it, pause, no stress. I'm not going to sit here and do all these pieces. And I'm also not going to fast forward because then you feel like you need to keep up, right? And that's not the goal. The goal is for you to kick back and enjoy it and then come back when you are ready, okay? And again, if you want to use any of the other images, well, then you most certainly can, because we have plenty. Okay, you can choose to decorate it at your whim. We're also going to need some flowers. So take a look at your flowers in your stash, or maybe some of the beautiful dies. You can make your own paper flowers. We have amazing flower dies, including Elizabeth Craft and other in our store. So if you are always short on flowers, or you want to be able to cut unlimited flowers and create your own flowers from your own papers, your own colors, um, then I highly recommend that you purchase some of those dies and, make yourself a little box full of flowers, not only different colors, but maybe even some white ones that you can spray at whim. Depending on your project, you can literally match let me get in here 1 second. I don't like that extra white. There we go. See? Super cute. Super easy, right? Yeah, then you can dye your own flowers at any time. All right. I'll see you guys in just a few. Okay, so the images are now cut. We've got all of these ready to go. I picked out some flowers, just little things from my stash and leftovers from other projects that I've done this season. We're going to bring back our awesome board. I mean, this thing is, seriously a nice heavy board now. And then we're going to carefully bring back the glamour paste. I have no worries with this. I kind of laid on thick. It's still a little tacky. Okay, so I'm going to be trying really, really, really careful with it. But I do want to try and finish this tonight. And then leave it to dry for tomorrow morning for some other stuff. So this one's going to go here. Let's kind of start putting them in place. We know our story already, right? Let me move these down here so I can move this up for you guys. Let me see about turning off that light again. There. Oops, sorry, I had to shake the camera. Okay, then our gifts, the living room, the door before he hits the living room. Where are the other ones? This one is definitely dry. He's going to look under the Christmas tree. Here is our handsome soldier. Here is... Okay. All right. So we got him back in order. Okay. Now we're going to adhere these directly on. You can also use dimensional foam dots if you want to give it even more dimension, right? On this one, I did not. And you can see it still has plenty of dimension. Okay. But if you want to give it even more dimension than that, you can. You most certainly can. I'm thinking about it. It's kind of neat, huh? I guess I already did one. Oh, but you know what? Maybe we can. Okay. Let me get my foam tape. And we are going to need foam, by the way, anyway, for some other pieces. So in this case, I'm going to use my roll. because it's just going to make it that much easier, right? I'm going to be very gentle in doing this. Again, I'm kind of tempting fate, aren't I? It's almost dry. I mean, it's like, you know, another 20 minutes and we probably would have been in really good shape. But since I do want to, let me see how that's going to look. Again, we don't need a whole lot because it's a very stiff board. Okay, I think I like that. So I'm going to proceed to do that to all of them. Just kind of looking to see, you know, do I like it? If I like it, we continue. If I don't like it, then we simply remove those pieces from that other one. This one I'm not worried about. Where are the ones I'm worried about? I should have probably started with those, right? And again, the reason why I love the roll, I have all kinds of little square skinny strips. You know, I have every possible type of 3D adhesive foam. This is the one that's really like layered on. So let me actually, it's because I like being able to cut big pieces like this and just go. And it's more economical, you know, the bigger the roll, the cheaper it is. The more the company has to, of course, create little squares and then adhere them, etc., etc. Oh, don't go anywhere. Then, of course, the more work it is for them and they have to pass along that cost. That only makes sense. So I do have all my other sizes for every occasion, but for big projects like this, not only does it go faster than putting on, you know, 50,000 little squares, but it also, this one has nothing on it, so we're good to go. Goodness, I gotta clean these scissors. That's embarrassing. I have been crafting hard. That's all I'm gonna say. I have been arting big time. I hope you guys are enjoying all the videos that have been rolling out. We've had so many videos this month to inspire you for the holiday season. A little bit of everything for everything. Give me 1 second. I'm getting a call. Let me just dismiss it.
What is it?
It's just the whatever management thing. The warnings.
Oh.
We've been getting a lot of rain tonight, and so they like to have advisories. But we needed the rain, so I'm not sure why they all. I guess they have to do it because if people go out boating, you know, it could not. It would be a bad situation. But I hope nobody's out there in the dark now, you know, boating. I guess some folks could be. Nighttime fishing, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know much about fishing. My dad loved fishing. Me, not so much. I did go out a couple of times with him, and then he said he would never take me again. I'm not kidding. He was like, oh my goodness. You know, I mean, what can I say? I'm a girl, so I would be like, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I gotta go potty. And he was like, oh my gosh, why did I bring her? It's too hot. It's too hot. It's, you know, it's too cold. It's too windy. And he was like, yeah, no, you're not coming back out again. And he would tell me that talking so much would scare the fishes. I don't know if that's true or not. I stay. My dad is now in heaven, so I don't know. But I wonder if he was just saying that, or if it really is true. Can fishes hear you? Probably not, right? I don't think they can. So, so it might have been just a way to tell me to be quiet. All right, we're gonna put these in place. I'm using my awesome hook tool. This thing just catches the back of your of anything that's kind of intricate. If you struggle again with your hands, it's a great tool to have. So you're not having to try to peel the stuff up. Okay, now we're going to center-ish it. How's that? Is that a word? Of course it's not. Something like so. And I'm trying to stay in frame. So if mine's a little crooked, no, it's pretty good. Then, I'm trying. Otherwise I'd have to stand it up and bring it towards me. But, yeah, this one and the studio light, it's really cool. The studio light is actually really neat. Where'd it go? I love it. We just got them in recently, and I can tell you it was love at first sight. Here it is. See how big the hook is? It's awesome. It's like even bigger than the other one. It's a little bit thicker too, so it's easier to handle as far as this being in your hand. But I've used my pink one, my rose gold one, for so long that I just, I've got it down to a T. It's like secondhand. It's like an extension of my hand. How's that? I need to push this down. Can I push? Yes. Okay. I didn't do a good job sticking it onto the board to begin with, so it's lifting. Okay. And then we're going to place our soldier. Okay, there he is. And we're going to continue on. Okay, this is where we got to be careful. So yeah, this is the studio light. Love it. This one it comes in two different colors. There's like a rainbow color set, really pretty, like a mermaid kind of ordeal. And then this, of course, rose gold, which I love. Anything pink. And of course, the rose gold. So yeah, so this is like my favorite, just because we've been together for so long. Okay, I'm gonna have to press down on this. Again, I'm trying to be so careful that I didn't really press down on my foam. I'm gonna try to keep it in camera. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that. And continue on. But yeah, this one, oh, I just stuck my nail. Good thing it was hardened, yeah. Just that one, because it's so thick. We press down, press down, press down. And this one comes with 3 pieces. This set comes with the hook tool, then the pokey tool, which is awesome for cleaning things and getting into little poking through things, and then also the fine tip tweezer. Again, I'm just kind of using the one above it to line me up. Okay, I could have gone a little higher on that one, but that's okay. This one got in my way. But yeah, as far as fishing is concerned, I don't know. Are any of you out there fishermen? I mean, do you know anything about fishing? If you are, tell me what kind of fishing you do. I like fishing. Don't get me wrong. I won't like, I capture and release. Is that what it's called? So, the guys also hate going fishing with me for that reason, because I'm like, take it off. I won't touch them because I just get, kind of, I don't know, I feel bad, I guess. And then I want them tossed back because, poor things. But I do like the idea of fishing. It's very relaxing. That I will tell you. It's therapeutic just to be out there by the water and just casting, and it's even funnier because at times I have been out with the guys fishing. It's beginner's luck completely. Obviously, I have no technique or knowledge, but I tend to catch stuff like all the time. Like I'll cast and catch, and then, they have to clean my line, and then I have to, they have to bait it again, and, then I have to do it again because I just keep catching stuff. Hang on one second. I think this one was a little crooked. Or is it just me? I'm trying to look at it on camera. There we go. More than look at it directly on, because then I'd have to put my big old head in front of the camera, and you guys don't want to see my head, do you? Of course not. I hope it's not too dark. I did turn off the light, and I think it looks better on camera. It's dark for me, though, but I think the adjustment with the camera is better for you guys. Something like that. Okay, 2 more to go, and we are done. We are done with this part. Well, actually, we're almost done, period. Now, of course, the discussion comes back. We are going to decorate. The discussion will come back full circle to what you want to do with this ultimately. I am going to let this dry overnight and come back tomorrow morning. So I'll stop after a certain point here once we decorate, because I definitely want to give that a chance to really dry. I don't want to lose that dimension and texture. It's so awesome. And then tomorrow I will come back and do my ribbon for the wall hanging. And I'm also going to do some other stuff that needs to dry overnight. So let's go ahead and finish this. And then we will do our decorating, finish our decorating, and then come back tomorrow. Again, if this is where you are stopping, then you do not need to worry about it. If you're just going to stand it up, or if you're going to put it in a frame, maybe, you know, it would be nice. Oh gosh, see, now I'm thinking maybe I should do that. You know, it would be really nice to find a frame also without glass, just a really nice frame, and almost like a shadow box, right? Because it's got all that dimension, and just tuck it into a nice frame. That would be so cool too. So you see, I mean, there's so many possibilities. But if you want to do the ribbon hanging, I guess we could do that too. You know what? Maybe I should just leave that completely up to you guys, right? Okay, let me pause here so that this video doesn't get too long and cut off, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to continue on. Okay, there we go. We've got our pause. We're back on. I just get kind of paranoid because it's happened to me in the past that I was recording and then the video got so long that it crashed. And I've never forgotten that because it was a nightmare. So now I'm always like, okay, if it's getting too long, I need to pause. All right, let me show you where these are going to go. And then we're just going to go ahead and again, I'm giving you my opinion, right? Yours might be different and you might choose totally different elements than what I've chosen. Okay, so this one right here, these two, no, let's see, this one and this one are going to go about here. Again, you feel free to move around. I'm just going to show you kind of the layout. I do need maybe some other flowers in here. Come on. Where are they? Where's the paper? Where is the paper holding them? I thought I already used these before. I guess not. Oh, that's odd. I guess it was a new pack. I thought there was one missing at least. Anywho. These are super fun. If you twirl them, you can actually grab a pencil or something and even twirl them around. And they do make extra, like little accents, right? For your board as well. Again, I gotta remember not to stick my fingers everywhere. Something like this. Then we can add maybe another one. I've got some little white ones. I've got some snowflakes. I've got some with pearls. So we can do all kinds. Wow, it really is windy out there. I can see why we had a warning now. The wind is gushing out there. Maybe one of our tall little sprigs here. This one. There really is no rhyme or reason, guys. You just look at yours and you decide what looks good to you. Then we are going to bring the little stocking over to the living room. We're going to bring the red one, the red ornament over here. Again, I'm going to be kind of careful because I have to remember that might be wet, along with this one. And then we'll tuck some kind of a, you know what I'd like? A white flower, but maybe, ooh, what about a snowflake? I have these left over from a project. Maybe we can do a snowflake. Like a half a snowflake. Because, you know, it's kind of wintry. I'll cut it in half. And tuck it. Oh yeah, these scissors have had it. I gotta clean them. Again, just kind of lightly positioning stuff, not really committing. Because I don't know what I'm going to be doing or where I'm going to go. I'm just kind of getting an idea of the layout. So are you. I think I need some other flowers, but hang on. Let me just kind of press on and we'll move stuff around if we want to. Then the one with the 2 candles, the smaller candles down at the bottom, the gingy right next to that. Let's bring in the, didn't we have gifts? I like the gifts. The gifts, because he's kind of holding gifts, and the snow globe down here. And then we can use, how about, let's move over these candles, kind of right there. And this one, what was I thinking? I'm trying to remember now. We had some already up here, so we were going to put some more there to kind of help that corner. But you know what I was thinking too? What I absolutely love would be the, yeah, it's going to come to me, maybe. The bells. I just remember seeing those bells and I was like, ooh, seeing is believing. But sometimes the most real things in the world are things we cannot see, okay? And again, something along those lines, I am digging those bells and that white flower. So I think I'm going to end up, not these scissors. Ooh, those are gross. These are my beautiful pink, uniquely creative scissors. I am digging those bells. And I'm digging this poinsettia. And since we had already cut this, well, you know what? I might as well go for it, right? Again, you could use just what you have or something else. There's plenty to use. I think I'm going to trim those down. I think I want to tuck a white flower somewhere here to kind of break up that red ornament. So probably that plus a snowflake up here somewhere to kind of elongate that and kind of send it that way so the eye can travel. And then this one, yeah, maybe up here or maybe, oh, here. Good one. Yeah. I mean, I got to fussy cut it out. I like it. I like it. I like it. And then I've got more. So I'm going to keep playing around kind of obviously, you know, this is not it. I'm going to tuck in more back here and just kind of keep adding to it. There are more florals. Oh, I almost dropped them. Oh, 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 don't go, don't go. We also have more here, right? And if some of these are too big for your taste, don't forget that you can also cut them and tuck them into different areas. So I might grab a couple of these and kind of tuck them somewhere as well. Well, that's pretty though. Look how beautiful that is. We might want to save that for another project though, because I'm telling you, I don't think I'm going to be able to stop. And I still want to add some more decoration. So let me go ahead and glue all the stuff in place and continue to add more flowers here and there. And then I will come back and kind of show you my final layout with everything adhered, and then we'll get to the last bit of the decorating, okay, for this piece. Okay, all right, I will be right back. Okay, I am down to just adding my words. I ended up not using this one But I wanted to show you so far what I have done before we move on. Now, some of this is still wet, so I'll try not to move it around too much, but we put the bells up here. I've added some flowers coming down, and then I've added my 2 ornaments. I'm still going to create that a gold strand for those ornaments as well as this one. But let's take it one bit at a time. This side here, we've added one of the floral clusters that we had cut. Then if we come to, I guess let's go in order, this one right here, I have grabbed one of the larger floral pieces and I've cut it in half. One half is here, the other half is here. I've added the ornament with some dimensional as well as the candle. Here, I've already shown you that. Here we've created another little cluster of flowers and snowflakes. There's the other half to this one. And then it just kind of comes down to meet up with this right here. So it looks like it's all one big piece, but this was originally already here. Here we have some dimensional on the little stocking, which is hanging by the fireplace. Down here we have our smaller candles. Here we've got our Gingy. And again, he has, you know, it's all dimensional. And then here we put this on the back, then the snow globe dimensional in the front. And then back here, the double candles. Okay, so we've got, and I'll do some still photos at the end. I'll try to come on in, but I think that you guys can pretty much, if I hold it steady there, you get a pretty good idea as to what has been used where. And I know, of course, unfortunately, you know, the dimension cannot be seen so well on camera, but it is absolutely stunning. Okay, so what is left, and again, I can't wait to see yours because I'm sure yours is going to be just gorgeous, right? Just absolutely beautiful. Now we can add our words. Okay, we start, hang on, let me make sure I don't mess it up. Seeing is believing, but sometimes the most real things in the world are things we cannot see. And for that, I'm going to be using my Hunky Dory dimensional strips. I love these things because, you know, they're just perfect. They are just perfect for these narrower little pieces. Let me see if both of my scissors, oh, this one's better. All right, so that one's going to go here. Super fun, very pretty project, right? So easy, like, you know, it's all straight cuts. It's mostly just having fun decorating for the most part. But sometimes the most, I'm going to have to go to my pickup tool. Pick up. Thank you. Oh, I still dropped it. Sometimes those little ones give my hands such a hard time. Right. And then when we're done with this, we're still not fully done. We're going to do the small piece since I only have a little tiny piece here. Actually, is this one shorter? Well, they're about the same. No, we cannot see. Okay. Grab another strip. Real things. Are things. You know, it'd be just like me. Things is quite late right now to you know, adhere it in the wrong order. And then I'd be like, huh? What does that say? Tomorrow morning. I'll wake up and go, what? I think I'm going to go up here instead of down here because I have a really nice cluster down there. And so I think it's pretty loaded and heavy there. Let's kind of help that transition take place. You can be centered. You don't have to be. You can go high. You can go low. I'm trying to think. Do I want some other red to show? Not necessarily. So right up there. Seeing is believing. But sometimes, let's go higher. But sometimes, and those little things are strong. The most. But I feel like I'm missing something. But sometimes, oh, you know why? Oh no. Nope, too late. I was gonna say that one down here, that's okay. You know what? I'm gonna wait on that one for a second. I'm gonna put the bottom one on first, just to make sure I leave myself enough room. Oh, that one's coming off. The real things in the world. The most. Well, yeah, we'll center it. Are the things. Ow. I think I'm gonna go caddy and then down. So in this corner, and then on the bottom corner. And again, I'm just kind of making that transition. Okie dokies. There we go. So pretty, so dimensional. Such a great storyboard, right? Now, we need to add some more stuff. So let me gather some stickles and some other stuff, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you what we're gonna do with those, okay? Okay, last but not least, well, we still have to decide if we're going to frame this or if I'm going to add a hanger. I started with the idea of making it into a wall hanging, adding a beautiful ribbon here at the top from the back, and then a big old bow here, and I think that would look amazing just hanging on a wall. But now I'm thinking I might want to actually do the whole frame thing. You know, just find a frame and create it almost like a shadow box, and then yeah, I can just bring it out every single year. So I don't know. I don't know yet. But what I do know is I've got some stickles, right? We have stickles in all kinds of colors, from warms to neutrals or metallics, also to cool colors. And I've also grabbed my liquid pearls. And I've also grabbed my glossy accents. Now, this is the same glossy accent that we have in store. The only difference is that I have emptied mine into this stainless steel needle nose, because I just love how to get like those little tiny details. Like if I want to create like dewdrops or something on a flower and a leaf, then I can get, and I mean like down to like the nitty-gritty little details with that. So and we do have these bottles also in store. Okay, so I'm going to have to turn on the light. I am going to apologize ahead of time for glare, but there's no way that I'm going to be able to see. Again, sorry about shaking the camera. So my thing is, I want to come in now and do some touches. I want to do touches like, for example, as I mentioned, I want to do some lines here, probably with my liquid pearls. I'm going to create some little lines there to do that. For the ornaments and for the flowers and for the candle wicks. Well, for the candle flames, I'm going to do my glossy accent. But then again, I can do the soldiers buttons. So, I mean, there's so many things that we can do. The other thing I thought of bringing out was my Couture Creations foiling pen, because with that, I can get into like all these little details if I want to. Again, so many options, guys. So many unbelievable options. So that just kind of gives you an idea. So when I do my final take on this, obviously I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me do little dots all over the place and all that, because that does take some time. Oh, like the doorknobs and stuff. See? Oh, and all the little berries on the wreath here. Yeah, we can do a whole lot of really beautiful details. Again, I believe the details are what makes a project amazing. You can also do some heat embossing. That would be cool too. So see, the possibilities are endless. So I will do one last look like this, just so in case you guys want to just once again see the placement of what I have done. And then I am going to add all of my gorgeous accents here. And then I'm going to let it sit overnight. So by tomorrow, not only would the snow and all that other stuff be dry, and then I can do one last walkthrough for you. Okay, or maybe some still photos. So hang tight. Here we go. Well, hello, hello. Welcome back. It's morning. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's morning for me. It's just been, what, 3 seconds for you? But we let it sit out overnight and let it dry. And I love the result. So just to show you a couple of things that I've done, you can see the snow globe now looks like glass. So not only did I add stickles to the red and gold ornaments on the tree, but now it is encased in what looks like to be glass. We've got little Brad there from the Liquid Pearl Dimensionals. Our handsome soldier now has buttons, dimensional buttons, as well as jewels on his belt and the top of his hat. What else did we do here on the train? I've added some stickles to the stack our snow. It is just gorgeous. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It looks like real snow and you could just touch it. It is so beautiful. The house, of course, also has the gorgeous snow texture as well as all kinds of little bits of glitter. And, oh, and the windows. I've done the windows with, again, the glossy accents. And so they look like glass panes. The same thing here, right? And then we've added some also to our ornaments. So they look like they have glazing on them, which is so pretty. Have some glitter as well on the wreath. Then here on our stocking, same thing. We've gone and added some stickles to it to make it blingy. What else did we do? Oh, our candle wicks have flames, excuse me, have triple thick as well. Not triple thick, glossy accents. Um, in order to, so that they look like they're wet or lit or flickering. Same thing here. And then of course our Christmas tree has all kinds of dimensional ornaments now. The Gingy has got his gumdrop buttons, and also his eyes are black sparkly eyes now. The present also got a little bit of a makeover. Not too much because I know we already had like the beautiful stars on it. The other globe as well has glass right on it. Love it. And some berries here. Santa has got dimensional buttons now. And he's got, you know, the little pixie, I don't know, flurries now have great shimmer to them as well. And again, this candle also, these candles have the triple thick or the glossy accents. So we've got all kinds of beautiful dimensional additional elements on our board. The only thing that is missing from this is going to be, let me see if I turn that light off again. There we go. Sorry for the shaky. Okay, the only thing that is left is to add our little gold strand. So I thought about doing it with my liquid pearls, but then I remembered that we had used these for the shaker card that we did, the bauble shaker card, the hunky-dory one. And I remember that this has something that looks like chain. And I thought, oh, how stinking perfect. Actually, there's quite a few of them that look like chain. Which one should we use? Maybe this bigger one? Let's see. And so we can add this. Oh yeah, that's going to be perfect. Look at that. Oh, that is so cool. And then we have another one for here. I'm going to do the same thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I turned off my light and now I can't see. Ah. Oh, that looks nice. Perfect. Let me put this little piece back. Guess we can reuse that. I'll have to burnish that down a little bit more, but I'll bring it up and show you that now we have a gold chain from our ornaments. Isn't that super cool? I love it. It added yet something else to it. Okay. And hope you guys will stay tuned for some announcements here coming up. I hope you have fun making this. I hope that you will give it a try. If you have enjoyed the video, please make sure that you leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. What was your favorite? Are you going to try it? And hey, by the way, as I mentioned, we are doing gift card giveaways, and one of them might be yours. So make sure you leave a comment down below because that's how we're going to be selecting our winners. Please give the video a like, and we would really appreciate a share in your crafty groups or other social media platforms. All of the items that you've seen here today, plus thousands more, are available in our online stores, both SpectrumArtCreations.com and also our Etsy store, Spectrum Art Creations. They both have different items, so check them out. And make sure you join us right here on this channel. Every week we have sales, live sales right here on YouTube. And they are a whole lot of fun. Well, why? Because you get to see the product live. You get to shop live right on the spot. You get to chat live, make new friends, and of course, join in games and giveaways, all from the comfort of home. So we gather products from all around the world at the best prices and bring them directly to you where you can watch from the comfort of home, and then in a matter of days have the items shipped directly to your doorstep. Things that you cannot find anywhere else, very exclusive items. And oh, and by the way, don't forget to join the Facebook group. If you are on Facebook, make sure you check out Spectrum Art Creation Friends. Don't forget the friends at the end. And don't forget to answer the questions so that your membership or request for membership can be approved. Well, the Facebook group has got even more inspiration, lots of amazing crafters and artists just like yourself, and more challenges and even more giveaways. Yes, there are more gift cards in the Facebook group. If you're not already subscribed, we hope that you will click on that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you can be notified of every time that we go live. Because guess what? Every time we have a video or we go live, you can join us and enjoy more tutorials, class kits, craft alongs, new product alerts, giveaways, challenges, live chats, and so much more. Now, here's that other video for some further inspiration. Go ahead and do us a favor and click on that, and we will see you there.